Hi, my name is Chibueze, and today I'm going to be introducing you to Android Page Library. Many apps consume data from a data source with a large number of items, displaying only a small portion at a time. Page Library is one of Android architecture components that makes it easy for you to display unlimited number of items using Recycler View. Page Library has three kinds of data source: item key data source, page key data source, and positional data source. For this project, we're building a movie app and we're using page key data source. So let's dive in. The first step is to add dependencies. Here is the dependency for page library. We'll be getting data using retrofit. So here is the dependency for retrofit. And we'll be displaying data using Recycler View. Here is the dependency for Recycler View. For this project, we assume you already know how to use retrofit and Recycler View, so we won't be going too much in detail into that. The next step is to create a class for our retrofit client. We'll be getting our information from the moviedb.org here. So this is our base URL, and we'll be returning a single instance of retrofit client. We'll also create an interface where we'll be querying for movies, videos, and reviews. For this, you're going to need an API key. You can get your API key from the moviedb.org. I'll leave a link to it below. Next, you create a class that extends page key data source. We're using page key data source for this project. And it's going to take an integer and a list of the kind of data you expect. Here we already created a Pojo class, but I'm not going into that because I assume you already know how to use retrofit. Our page size is 20, our first page is 1, and we override three methods. Load initial, this is called on kickoff. Load before, this is called when you scroll down and you scroll back up. Load after is called when you keep scrolling down. Inside our load initial, we must return a callback here. So here we use retrofit to query the moviedb.org, and when we get our response, we'll pass it to the callback, the list of results, previous page is null, first page plus 1. We'll do plus 1 here so that when we want to load the next page, it will be page 2. And here, of course, if it fails to load, we'll display a toast. Same thing goes in load before. If the page is greater than 1, we'll minus 1. And we'll pass in the result to the callback. Same thing goes to load after. Load after, we'll query moviedb, same thing, and we'll add page plus 1. The next step is to create a class that extends datasource.factory. Here. Datasource.factory is responsible for retrieving data using data source and page list configuration. Here, we have two variables: immutable live data and an instance of our movie data source we created back here. For you to fully understand datasource.factory, we have to go over the view model. So let's jump right into the view model. Here we have three variables. Live data that takes a page list, that takes in our movie.results. We have another live data that takes page key data source. And we have a movie data source factory. here. If you remember, we created this here. This movie view model requires a constructor, and this constructor expects a page list. We have a method called create filtered list. Create filtered list here returns a live page list. So here we'll create a new instance of our movie data source factory, and we'll sort our movie with our sort variable. And we have a live data source which we get from our movie data source factory .get item live data source. And here we'll configure a page list. Page list actually has 4 configurations, but for this project we're using only 2. The first one we use here is set enable placeholders. Placeholders mean that when you use a placeholder, for instance, if you have 20 items that need to be loaded and each contains an image, when we scroll through the screen, we can see placeholders instead of the image, since the image is not fully loaded. The second configuration we use here, set page size. Set page size is used to display the initial number of items to load. The other 2 configurations, which I didn't use here, is set initial load size hint. This is the number of items to load initially. And the last one is set prefetch distance. The number of preloads that occur. For instance, if we set this to 10, it will fetch the first 10 pages when the page loads. You can easily add this by clicking here. You can add set initial load size hint, and you can add the other methods, but we don't require them for this project. And after that, we return a new live page list builder that takes in our movie data source factory and the configuration. That will return to this constructor movie page list, which we created here. So let's go back to our movie data source factory. This class has 2 variables. One is of type mutable live data, and the other one is of type movie data source. If you remember, we created it here. This class that extends page key data source. We override one method, create, that returns a data source. Inside this method, we create a movie data source, a new instance of our movie data source, and we use the mutable live data to post this to the main thread. And after that, we return the movie data source here. We create another method that returns immutable live data. This method is called get item live data source. With this, I think you should have a good understanding of our data source factory and our view model. So let's go over to our adapter. Here we have a movie adapter that extends page list adapter. This is similar to the recycler view adapter with some minor changes. First, in the constructor, you have a superclass that takes div callback. Here, div callback is a utility class that can calculate the difference between 2 lists and I'll put the updated list. With the normal recycler view adapter, we can do this using notify dataset change to populate the list, which is costly. Div utility class solves this problem. The second difference is in your regular recycler view adapter, you pass in a list in your constructor, you pass in a list of your module class to populate your adapter. But here, you don't do that. You just use get item, passing in index with your type of your class to populate items. Here, we'll pass in get item of type movie, and we'll use it to populate our class. We just have a picture, and we use Picasso to load that picture. So let's go over to where we use this adapter. So here in our main activity.java class, we create a new instance of our view model, new instance of recycler view, and new instance of our movie adapter. Here, we'll find our recycler view using find view by ID. We set our configuration. In portrait, we show 2 columns, and in landscape, we show 4. We set our recycler view to fixed size, and this is the method load from network. This method is what populates the recycler view. Here, our movie view model, we set it up, and we observe for changes on pagelist.movie.result. Once a new change occurs, on change will be called, passing in a list of movie list. And this movie list will be passed to the adapter. And here, we'll set this adapter to our recycler view. For more information on this code, you can check out the link on GitHub. Hope you enjoyed this introductory tutorial to Page Library. Give it a like. Thank you. Bye.